Hear me, Wing?
Yeah, I got you, Glassy. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. First question is going to be Doug Robertson. Doug, your line is unmuted. Go ahead.
Coach, a couple of things. Could you please talk about the impact of the two penalty kicks at the end of the first half, and if you could also explain the little like confusion between Barco and Torres as to who was going to take it?
Okay, so the impact is pretty clear in terms of the result. I think it's probably the overriding factor in us not getting a point eventually. Also, probably should have been a red card. Not probably, definitely should have been a red card. So the referee choosing not to send them off is also a massive factor in the game. In terms of the confusion, I didn't see any confusion. I think Ezekiel was going to take the penalty kicks. Maybe Kubo didn't realise that, but I don't think that affected anything. Ezekiel had 2 opportunities to do it, and obviously the goalkeeper made a couple of saves.
Next question, Felipe Cardenas. Felipe, your line's open. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. Stephen, pretty good first half. I mean, the team came out the intensity was high, dropped off a little bit in the second half. What do you attribute that to? Is it fatigue? I know you're rotating the squad and the team is traveling the same day as the match. What do you attribute to perhaps the lack of urgency that the team showed at times in the second half?
I think it probably is a little bit of fatigue, Felipe. I think in terms of allowing them into the game and allowing them to press us a little bit with the lack of pace that we're moving the ball. I think when we moved it quick in the second half, we looked dangerous. Anytime we passed up opportunities to switch it, to switch the play, we gave them opportunities to press us and then counter-attack, which they're obviously pretty good at. So just in terms of the pace on the ball, second half, and the belief to continue doing what we were doing that was getting us success was probably the biggest factor for me.
Next question, Joe Patrick. Joe, your line's open. Go ahead.
Hey, Glassy. I know there are some improvements in the style of play, but these players at the end of the day want to win games, and this is probably the worst run of form a lot of them have been in a while. I'm just kind of curious what is the locker room atmosphere right now?
I think we're a little bit frustrated tonight. We realised we should have got more out of the game, I think, but obviously you don't get any points at the end of the day. So the thing now is Saturday night. They need to turn their attention to Saturday night. They need to recover quick because it's a demanding schedule for us. But I think there's a sense of frustration as well. I think any time your player gets whacked in the face the way that he did, you're expecting him, like the other player, to get sent off. Their manager actually takes the guy off at half-time because he knows he should have been sent off to save the referee correcting his mistake. But to be honest, I don't even think they think it was a mistake. So to me, that's a bigger concern.
A reminder, you need to raise hand, ask a question. Open right now. Joe, go ahead again.
Yeah, did you get any sort of explanation about that in terms of the hand to the face aspect of it?
Yeah, I asked the referee at the end quite calmly, but he explained that it was not an elbow. He didn't feel like there was any aggression, but I've watched it. I've seen it at the time. It's clear as day. And I've seen it again on video. He steps across. He uses his forearm to smash our player in the face. There's not a country on the planet that's not a red card. So I don't know how. I'm not questioning any bias in any way, but there's not any reason for 4 officials and video people to get that incorrect, in my opinion.
Doug, your line's open. Go ahead.
Coach, just kind of going back to the fatigue for a second and the moving the ball, the final 20-something minutes when y'all are chasing the results, the team only had 2 shots, and both of them were from way outside the penalty box. Was it just Miami's shape or what was going on that y'all just couldn't seem to unlock that defense tonight?
Yeah, I think they were pressing us. Their front players are quite aggressive the way they press the ball, and later on in the game we didn't quite handle that, maybe putting players a little bit too high too early and not being able to build through the thirds like we were in the first half or even early in the second half when we were quite successful. So I wouldn't say panic setting in, but try to do things that are different from the way we're set up. Altered probably a little bit of the game plan and a little bit of the approach from the players as well. So we just need to continue believing in the way that we're moving the ball when you are getting success and continue down that road.
All right, that looks like that's all we got. Thanks, Glassy, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, John, can you hear me?
Yep.
Great, thanks for joining. As a reminder, everyone, you need to go ahead and hit the raised hand icon to ask a question, and we'll go ahead and get started with John. Right now, I don't have anybody's hands up. There we go. Joe, first question, go ahead.
Hey, John, we could hear Glassy kind of giving you some guidance, giving you some coaching in the first half when you were playing on that touchline. What was that like, kind of being able to hear him give you confidence during the game like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a lot different to when you're playing in front of fans. You kind of have to create your own atmosphere, but in a way it's nice because usually you're like looking at your gaffer not knowing what he said, and you just kind of give him a thumbs up. But now you can get proper coaching, which helped me because obviously I played a couple positions in the last few years, so had to get used to another one that I haven't played necessarily in a while tonight.
Doug, your line's open, go ahead.
Yeah, John, if you could just please talk about the elbow to the face. Are you as stunned as Glass that it wasn't a red card? And is your face okay?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he caught me a few times early on, and then maybe he was getting a bit frustrated. I mean, obviously, I couldn't really see much of it. I just kind of see him looking where I am, and next thing I'm just getting, an elbow across the jaw. So, look, it is what it is. If they didn't see it, they've had VAR for a reason, and if they didn't see something that was worthy of a red, then I don't know. But I mean, we got the penalty, so.
Next question, Felipe, your line's open, go ahead.
Thank you. John, you mentioned that you played several positions, and I mean, that's very accurate. You were a striker in college. You played all over the pitch for Atlanta United too, and as well for Aberdeen. Coming into this match, a start for you, what was perhaps the most difficult part of readjusting to 90-minute football, MLS football, a big pitch, just the circumstances in general? What do you think was the most challenging part for you?
Just mentally prepare myself for a game. Obviously, the last few games I've been a sub, and that's a completely different way of preparing for a match. The mentality going in, not knowing if you're going to play. But tonight was obviously special for me, getting my first start for the club. It's been a long road for that, and something that I'm proud of. But it's kind of bittersweet because obviously, we're pretty disappointed with the result and felt we could have got a little bit more. So yeah.
Felipe, your line's open again, go ahead.
All right. Thank you for that. John, could you just talk about, because, I mean, you're not new to the club. Clearly, you've been around the club for a few years now, but you're coming back in a difficult time for the club right now, a transitional phase. What have you noticed from your perspective? How are the players adapting to that? How are you adapting to stepping in at this moment in time for Atlanta United?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've witnessed the club win a championship and then go through, a bit of a rut like we are now. But I think the most important thing for us right now is something that Glassy's harping on at the moment is just sticking together. Atlanta United has a target on their back, and I think right now, we can't really feel sorry for ourselves. We've got a game in, 22 days, so our focus has to shift to that. We're bitterly disappointed in tonight, and we know we could have done a lot better, but as you said, we've got to collectively stay together and pick each other up, and yeah.
Anything else for John? Doug, go ahead, last one.
Yeah, John, I'm curious, how often recently have you worked out at that position? Because I know you came in I think it was the Columbus game in the tournament at a different position.
Yeah.
So how much preparation did you get?
A couple days, and then obviously since I've been back with the club, I've been moved around quite a lot. So it's not something that I'm unfamiliar with. I mean, my first 6 months at the club, I obviously played left mid, Aberdeen. I played almost everywhere. So I mean, it's something that that's part of my game, and the gaffer knows that he can put me wherever and I'll do a job. I mean, it's more just like switching the mentality. If I play right back, then it's like I've got to win my 1v1 battles defensively, and then if I play left wing, it's like the opposite. I've got to beat the right back in front of me. So yeah, just maybe tweaking things in training a little bit differently, how I look at the game and how I prepare for it.
Great. Thanks, John. That's it for Hey, Brooks.
Hey.
Got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks for joining. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Questions for Brooks here. Again, need to raise the hand to get questions in. Quicker we get them in, quicker we can get Brooks out. Felipe, go ahead.
Hey, Brooks, can you just talk about your overall thoughts on the game? A good first half, a bit lackluster in the second half. Was it fatigue? Did the game kind of turn on you guys? You had more possession, just couldn't find that equalizer.
Yeah, I thought we gave up 2 cheap goals in the first half. Both goals were, came off of our mistakes, going forward. I think one was a set piece that, got cleared out, and, I don't think, we were positioned in the right areas, and they were able to counter on us and, score a goal that we shouldn't give away. You said we had most of the possession tonight, but that doesn't matter, as long as you got to put the ball in the net, and we didn't do that tonight. We had our chances. Unfortunately, we missed the 2 penalty kicks. We had the goal called back for the equalizer, so just a tough night overall. But, like Glassy said in the locker room post-game, we can't dwell on this performance. We're very, very disappointed, but we got to move forward.
Doug, your line's open. Go ahead.
Hey, Brooks. Y'all are chasing the result in the second half, but the team can only get 2 shots off. Both were from long range. What is going to be the key to kind of getting this offense going, particularly, when y'all are going to likely face a tougher schedule coming up than what you have faced?
I think the main thing for us is to not chase every single game that we're in. Going down a goal and trying to, chase the game is tough. We need to, this is a common theme that we, don't start well. We give away early goals, and, we're always trying to come from behind, and we need to change that narrative. And, we need to come out from the first minute and, be on top of teams, because, you see out there we can do it. We can outpossess teams. We move the ball well at times, and, we're competing, but we just cannot come, from behind and try and equalize every single game. We have to come from minute 1 and go up early and finish our chances. I think we had a couple chances in the first half, including the penalty kicks, and then, I think you said two chances on target in the second half. It's just not enough.
Felipe, your line's open again. Go ahead.
Thank you. Brooks, did you guys expect Miami to give you guys most of the field, especially in the first half? They did sit back and look to counter. Was that the expectation from what you guys reviewed pregame?
Yeah, we did. Obviously, they played a day later than we did, so we knew that they were going to come out and try and sit in and counter us, because obviously they were having heavy legs just as much as we are, even worse. So we knew we were going to have a lot of the ball, and it was just whether we could switch it from side to side quick enough. And tonight we did at times, and at others we didn't. And that's definitely something that we need to continue to work on, because the faster we move it from side to side, the more chances we create and the more goals we score. Just like the goal we scored in Orlando on Saturday, it was just from switching the ball from right to left, and then we were able to get a cross in. So that's definitely something that we need to continue to work on, and we'll go back to the training field and do that.
Anything else for Brooks? All right. Thanks, Brooks. Appreciate it.